Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Most relationships fail not because people stop loving each other, but because they never learned how to actually maintain love in the first place. If you've ever wondered why some couples seem to get stronger while others slowly drift apart, you're about to discover the real secrets that relationship experts don't usually share. Today, we're diving deep into the actual science and psychology behind what makes relationships not just survive, but truly thrive. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap that could literally save your relationship or help you build the strongest one you've ever had. The foundation problem. Here's something that might shock you. Research from the Gottman Institute shows that 69% of relationship problems are actually unsolvable. That sounds terrifying, right? But here's the twist. The couples who stay happy aren't the ones who solve every problem. They're the ones who learn to dance with their differences instead of fighting them. Think about it like this. You know those couples who seem perfect on social media, the ones posting cute anniversary photos and sweet comments? Behind the scenes, they're dealing with the same stuff you are. Money stress, communication breakdowns, different life goals, annoying habits. The difference isn't that they don't have problems, it's that they've learned a completely different way of handling them.
Understanding the real game. Most people think maintaining a healthy relationship is about finding the right person. That's like thinking a garden grows itself if you just plant good seeds. The truth is, even the best relationships need daily tending, and most of us were never taught how to do that properly. Dr. John Gottman spent over 30 years studying thousands of couples, and he discovered something amazing. He could predict with 94% accuracy whether a couple would divorce just by watching them talk for 15 minutes. But it wasn't what you'd expect. It wasn't about how much they argued or even what they argued about. It was about how they treated each other during those arguments. The 4 horsemen that kill love. Gottman identified what he calls the 4 horsemen, 4 communication patterns that destroy relationships faster than anything else. And here's the scary part. Most of us do at least one of these without even realizing it. Criticism. The first horseman is criticism. This isn't about complaining. Complaining is actually healthy. Criticism is when you attack your partner's character instead of addressing their behavior. Instead of saying, "I feel hurt when you're late," criticism sounds like, "You're always so selfish and inconsiderate." See the difference? One focuses on the action, the other attacks the person.
Contempt. The second horseman is contempt, and this one's the deadliest. Contempt is when you talk down to your partner like they're beneath you. Eye-rolling, sarcasm, name-calling, mockery, these are all forms of contempt. Research shows that couples who show contempt toward each other are more likely to get sick because it literally weakens your immune system. Your body treats contempt like poison. Defensiveness. Third is defensiveness. When your partner brings up an issue and you immediately deflect blame or play victim, that's defensiveness. "It's not my fault, you never told me," or "I wouldn't have done that if you hadn't." Sound familiar? Defensiveness kills problem solving because it turns every conversation into a battle about who's right instead of finding solutions. Stonewalling. The 4th horseman is stonewalling, completely shutting down and withdrawing from the conversation. This usually happens when you're feeling overwhelmed, but to your partner, it feels like you just don't care anymore. It's like trying to solve problems with a wall.
Building the antidotes. But here's the beautiful thing. For every horseman, there's an antidote. And when you learn these antidotes, your relationship doesn't just survive, it transforms. The power of gentle startups. Instead of criticism, use what Gottman calls a gentle startup. Start conversations with "I feel" instead of "you always" or "you never." For example, instead of "you never help with housework," try "I feel overwhelmed with all the cleaning. Could we figure out a way to share this better?" It's not about being fake nice. It's about being strategic with your words so your partner can actually hear you. Building a culture of appreciation. The antidote to contempt is building a culture of appreciation and respect. Here's a simple but powerful exercise. Try to catch your partner doing something right every single day, even if it's small. "Thanks for making coffee this morning," or "I noticed you put your dishes away. I appreciate that." It sounds simple, but research shows that couples who maintain a 5-to-1 ratio of positive to negative interactions are significantly more likely to stay together. Taking responsibility. Instead of getting defensive, practice taking responsibility for your part. Even if you think your partner is 90% wrong, find your 10% and own it. "You're right, I should have called." Or, "I can see how my tone came across as dismissive." This doesn't mean taking blame for everything. It means being mature enough to acknowledge your contribution to the problem. Self-soothing and timeouts. For stonewalling, learn to recognize when you're getting overwhelmed and ask for a break. "I'm feeling flooded right now. Can we take a 20-minute break and then continue this conversation?" The key is to actually come back and finish the conversation, not just avoid it forever.
The secret sauce: emotional connection. Here's something most relationship advice misses completely. All the communication skills in the world won't save a relationship if you've lost your emotional connection. Think of emotional connection like a bank account. Every positive interaction makes a deposit. Every negative interaction makes a withdrawal. Most couples are running on empty without even realizing it. Daily connection rituals. Successful couples have what researchers call connection rituals. Small, regular ways they stay emotionally connected. This might be having coffee together every morning without phones, taking a walk after dinner, or even just asking, "How was your day?" and actually listening to the answer. The Gottman Institute found that couples who spend just 6 hours a week on their relationship, that's less than an hour and 15 minutes per day, are significantly happier and more stable. The art of turning toward instead of turning away. Here's one of the most important concepts in relationship science: turning toward instead of turning away. Throughout the day, your partner makes little bids for your attention. They might say, "Look at that sunset," or "I had the weirdest dream last night." These seem like tiny moments, but they're actually building blocks of intimacy. When you respond with interest and attention, you're turning toward them. When you grunt or ignore them, you're turning away. Couples who stay together turn toward each other 86% of the time. Couples who divorce turn toward each other only 33% of the time. Navigating the inevitable storms. Every relationship faces major challenges: job loss, family drama, health issues, raising kids, financial stress. The couples who make it aren't the ones who avoid these challenges. They're the ones who learn to support each other through them instead of letting stress turn them into enemies. Creating a team mentality. When problems arise, successful couples approach them with a us against the problem mentality instead of you against me. If money is tight, instead of blaming each other, they sit down together and say, "How can we tackle this challenge as a team?" This shift in perspective changes everything. The importance of repair attempts. Nobody's perfect. You're going to mess up, say things you don't mean, and have bad days. The magic isn't in being perfect. It's in learning to repair when things go wrong. A repair attempt is any gesture that prevents negativity from spiraling out of control. It might be saying, "I'm sorry, let me try that again," or even just making a silly face to break the tension. The key is catching yourself early and course correcting. Growing together instead of apart. One of the biggest relationship killers is growing in different directions. Life changes us all, and sometimes people use this as an excuse to give up on relationships. But the strongest couples don't just accept change, they actively grow together. Shared dreams and individual growth. This might sound contradictory, but healthy relationships need both shared dreams and individual growth. You need things you're building together. Maybe it's travel goals, a business, or raising kids. But you also need to maintain your individual interests and friendships. The goal isn't to become one person, it's to become two whole people who choose to build a life together. Regular relationship check-ins. Just like you might have regular check-ins at work, healthy relationships need regular check-ins too. Once a month, sit down together and ask, how are we doing? What's working well? What do we need to work on? It sounds formal, but it prevents small issues from becoming big problems.
The daily habits that make or break love. Here's the thing about relationships. They're not built in grand gestures. They're built in tiny daily choices. The way you greet each other when you come home. Whether you put your phone away when your partner is talking. How you handle disagreements about what to watch on TV. These little moments add up to create the overall feeling of your relationship. Morning and evening rituals. Start and end each day with intention. Even something as simple as a genuine hug when you wake up, or asking, what was the best part of your day before bed, can create powerful connection. The goal is to bookend each day with love instead of logistics. The power of physical touch. Physical affection isn't just about sex, though that's important too. It's about maintaining physical connection throughout daily life. Holding hands while watching TV. A kiss goodbye in the morning. A back rub while your partner cooks dinner. Physical touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone that literally makes you feel more connected to each other.
When to seek help. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, you need outside help. There's no shame in this. In fact, it shows how much you value your relationship. If you're stuck in negative patterns you can't break, if you've lost your friendship with each other, or if you're just feeling disconnected despite trying these strategies, a good couples therapist can work wonders. The key is getting help before you're in crisis mode. Don't wait until you're considering divorce. Get help when you first notice you're drifting apart, or when arguments start feeling more personal and less productive. Your relationship action plan. Maintaining a healthy relationship isn't about perfection, it's about intention. Start with 1 or 2 changes and build from there. Maybe this week you focus on giving genuine compliments daily. Next week you add in better listening. The month after that, you work on handling conflict more gently. Remember, both people have to be willing to do the work. You can't single-handedly save a relationship, but you can create an environment where love has the best chance to thrive. And when both people are committed to growing together, there's almost nothing a relationship can overcome. The couples who make it aren't the lucky ones who never face problems. They're the ones who learn to face problems together, to choose love even when it's hard, and to never stop growing both as individuals and as a team. Your relationship is worth the effort. You're worth the effort. And with the right tools and commitment, you can build something truly beautiful together. If this helped you see your relationship in a new way, subscribe to Rainwish for more insights that can transform your life. And if you found value here, share it with someone who might need to hear this too. Goodbye.